Hi everybody, Claire here from Rainbow Acrylics. I'm going to do a lovely commission this morning. It's based on turquoise colours and mustard colours. So I'm really excited. It's going to be a Dutch pour and it's going to be over two canvases, two 40 by 40 centimetre canvases. So I can't wait to get started. Let me show you the paints. These are my colours. I'll show you the base colour first. It's this colour in here. It's this beautiful turquoisey colour. So it's predominantly Amsterdam white, but I've mixed in with it a little bit of Montmartre turquoise. So it just gives this really pale, beautiful turquoise colour. So that's going to be the base. For the Dutch pour design, I'm going to add either Amsterdam white or some Pebeo pearl white. I haven't decided between those two yet. Pebeo Studio Acrylic Silver, De La Rowney System 3 Original Yellow Ochre to give the mustard colour, Pebeo, the lighter gold that Pebeo do, the iridescent blue-green, another De La Rowney colour Phthalo Turquoise, and then Amsterdam greenish blue. So that's what I'm going to be using. All of these paints I've mixed with this. UK Floetrol, and I've mixed them 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint to 1.5 parts water, so they're quite nice and runny. Where there's a iridescent paint, I've actually added a little bit more water, so it's more like 2 parts water because it ends up being a bit thicker. So I've now mixed them all. They're all in my bottles, pre-mixed, to all about the same consistency. So let's get the canvases out. So here are my canvases. They are both 40 by 40 centimetres square. I've already put down the base colour, the light turquoise colour. I levelled them first. I put the push pins in the back, I levelled them, make sure they were completely level, put the base colour down. So the design of this Dutch pour is going to start down in this bottom left corner. I'm going to do three sort of bands of colour. So one centrally, going up here, one nearer the bottom, and then one going up here. So it's a really different design to what I'm used to. I've done something similar before, but this is a little bit different. So I'm going to put the canvases reasonably close together so that I can just pour the paint straight across. Now, colour-wise, what I like to do is alternate dark and light. And I'd like to put down dark first because I think that's going to give me the maximum contrast between the turquoise and the design. And I'm also mixed up iridescent colours as well because I don't want all the iridescent colours together. So let's start with the layout of the design. So I'm just checking I'm happy with that. Yep, I am. So first colour down. I'm going to do lots of wiggly lines, certainly towards the end, because that means then there's more paint towards the end, so that I can blow it out a bit further. So now the yellow ochre. So these canvases are going, as I said, it's a commission. They're going in somebody's sitting room, and she's got a sort of dark turquoisey coloured sofa and some mustard coloured cushions. So that's the theme. and they're going to be going above her mantelpiece. Right, introducing now some more of the dark. So I've now got the phthalo turquoise. Now the iridescent blue-green by Pebeo. So there's less contrast with that colour, but I'm hoping it's just going to give a really beautiful shimmer. And then I'm finishing with the Pebeo iridescent gold. Right, happy with the design, happy with the layout. What I think I'm going to do is add a tiny bit more paint. The dark turquoise I really liked as it went down, so I'm going to add just a little bit more of that. Not the silver, I'm going to add a little bit more white because that again, that's going to give some good contrast. Right, anything else? Incidentally, I left the Amsterdam blue out. I was going to be putting Amsterdam sky blue in this, but I just think it didn't really work, and there wasn't enough contrast between that and the base colour. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, when I poured out my base, I've made sure that there was just a little bit left. What I find often is that I do my painting and it dries, and I find some little bits of the canvas where you can just see the white canvas through. So it's a really good idea to keep just a little bit of the colour that you've mixed, if it's a colour that's being mixed out of by adding different colours together, because then you've got the exact match that you can then just touch up the bare patches. I've made the mistake before of not having any left over, and then I've tried to remix the same colour and it just doesn't work. It's always, you can never get it exactly the same again. Right, so I'm just bursting the bubbles. So, time to blow this out. So I've got a slight method to this, I think. So what I would normally do is blow it kind of at right angles to the paint. But because these are relatively small canvases, I don't think I've got enough room to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is go at a more of a sort of 45-degree angle, because I want to try and maintain, keep a little bit of this negative space as well. That's the plan. I think I'm going to start with the middle one, because then I can see how much room I've got left for the other two. Sorry about that, I had to move my extension cable. I was finding I was pulling my hairdryer across and I didn't have enough room. The cord wasn't long enough to be able to get it in exactly the right position. So here goes again. Wow, how interesting is this? It's not perfect. There's a few bits I need to fiddle with, but the colours are amazing. What I'm most happy with is that I really was able to keep that lovely flowing design. Right, so I think what I'm going to do now is separate the canvases a little bit and then do some, in fact, no, let me torch them first. Because the colour's all quite thick, so I'm keen to torch quite a lot to see what comes up, see if we can get some more cells coming up. The sparkle in this is gorgeous. You can really see that coming through beautifully. Before I start blowing around here, I'm just going to add, I don't know if you can see here, this tiny extra bit of paint in here. I don't want this design and this design really to meet. So I think the way to maybe prevent that, if I push a little bit more of the base colour there, it will just push out. It will just push the colour away. So it won't interfere with the design, but it will just, yeah, I can see it's working. It's just widening that gap slightly. So I think it's better to do that now while there is that gap. I could just sense that it was closing. Right, I'll keep an eye on that. So I don't want to do too much, but I'd quite like just to soften some of the edges slightly. It's finished and I love it. The colours are gorgeous. Turquoises, yellows yellow ochre, mustardy colour and gold are lovely. I really, really like them. I'm loving how the design is just pouring over the corner of the canvas. I just think that looks great. That works really well. Let me take you in for a close-up. There are just some beautiful areas of cells. I just love the way it sort of swims. All the colours blend together, but also keep really nice and separate. Some gorgeous details in here. I I was worried about getting quite a lot of green. There are little patches of green, like there, you know, where the blues and the yellows mix, but it's only very subtle, and I think that looks really pretty. Yeah, just keep looking at the detail, the cells, they're just gorgeous. I spent a little bit of time, as you saw, blowing around the edges of all the petals, and I think that really works. So for example here, I've blown out a little bit here and here, but not so much that the line breaks. So you've still got that contrast, that barrier between the base and the design. Some of the paintings I break that barrier so it looks really floaty, but this one I've tried to keep it more defined, but blown out just slightly, just to make it slightly floatier. Oh, just love it. These colours are absolutely gorgeous. Really happy. The other thing I spent quite a long time doing, you'll probably realise, is trying to match up the edges between the two canvases. So I wanted it to match roughly here, and obviously here and here, because obviously it's one design over two canvases, so it needs to flow. And I'm hoping I've done that well. Great, I'm so happy. I'll be back when it's dry. So here they are dry. They've dried beautifully. I'm so pleased with how they've dried, exactly how I left them. Sometimes with Dutch pours the colour spreads a bit and spills over the edges a little bit more, but I don't think it did. I think it stayed really as I left it, so I'm really pleased. These colours are just gorgeous. They are just so bright, so iridescent, so shimmery. Absolutely love them. I'm loving the edges of these petals here. I'm loving how delicate they are, how pretty and floaty they are. You know, all this definition of the edge here, and even here, this I think that must be the silver and the gold mixed together. Really pretty. The base colour is gorgeous, so it's darkened very slightly from when I poured it, which I knew it would. It's a gorgeous colour. I'm really hoping I've got this right for the customer. Look at the shimmer, absolutely gorgeous. Really pleased with it. And then if you look at the edges here, you can see I've got the paint dripping down the edges, and it all lines up really nicely. So when you're standing back, it will just look like it completely flows. And then let me just show you this last bit. Look at the cells here, really pretty. And again, just the little details around the edge. Instead of it being the straight line, it just fans out slightly, and I think that looks really pretty. There you are. So there it is. Yeah, just so happy. Great, thank you so much for watching my video. Please do subscribe to my channel. If you hit the notification bell after you subscribe and hit the all button, that means you get notifications of any videos I upload as soon as I upload them. So do that, and then you'll get them come straight through to your phone. If you like the painting, please give it a thumbs up, and please leave comments. Let me know what you think. Great. Take care, everybody. Bye.